Hello, hello, Gail. It's always a joy, joy, joy to have you as a friend, as a business associate. Just to have you in my life is a blessing because you've taught me so much about how to be a better person. How does that make
Oh, how
you feel when
sweet.
I
Well,
say
thank
that?
you.
Because it truly is.
Well, thanks so much. I have valued our connection as well, and I'm glad to be here with you today.
Oh, perfect, perfect. You know, for everyone listening live or later in a recording, however it may be, it truly is awesome to have Gail Dixon to listen to at any time because she does bring a light into your life and to inspire you to be better, to do better, and to treat others better. So she is the entrepreneur of Gathering of the Hearts. Gail, tell us in a few words, what is Gathering of the Hearts? Why did you start this? What is your mission?
Well, I started the Heart's Voice movement for two reasons. One is that I spent my entire career being what I call the well-trusted number two. That is the person whose job it was to make the person out front appear better, sound better, speak better, produce better. And I was very good at it and was behind the scenes. And so what was being spoken was always other people's agenda and other people's, being the well-trusted number two, putting forth other people's agendas. And I began to realize when I hit a point where I was standing up to speak somebody else's agenda and I opened my mouth to speak and I had no voice. I didn't have the air to speak, to do the speaking. And long story short, they discovered that my diaphragm was paralyzed at that point on one side, and it progressed to a second side. And I ended up on oxygen 24 hours a day for a number of years. And, you know, we're all, I suspect, prone to do this when in a bad situation, but I did a little bargaining with God. And I promised that if I ever had the breath to stand up and speak again, it would be my message and what was in my heart. And that I would be in service to what I was brought to the world to do. And here I am, and I'm not on oxygen 24/7, and I'm able to speak. And through exploration and deep work, I realized that what I'm here to speak about is how important it is to use the power of language and the power of listening for good. One of the things that distinguishes human beings from other creations is our ability to communicate, our ability to speak, the power of our words. And so how important it is that we use that tremendous power for good. And as I looked around me, I saw all the ways and all the places where the power of language was not being used for good reasons and good purposes. And I knew I was put here to be the crusader, to be the voice for heart-centered voices, to be the person who brought other people to hearing and speaking what was in their heart and lifting it for good in the world, and to be the voice for speaking and listening with heart. And so I created this movement, the Heart's Voice movement. And, you know, in my big, audacious, it'll probably take generations vision, it would be that we have a world where the heart's voice and the voice of love and compassion and unity and connection is the universal language and is the universal way that we use language. And I'm looking at it. One member, one, one broadcast, one podcast, one article at a time.
Absolutely.
And, because I know that really there is only one message, and that's love.
Absolutely. And Gail, that's what I love about you is that you break down your words, you say them softly, but you also say them that you are on a mission. Your soft voice carries through the air because you are serious. You are here to make kindness, love, compassion, but to be stronger when you do it. And that's what I love about you. And I learn from you every time I hear you speak, no matter where or how or when or where. It doesn't matter. It's about the power that you bring with your words. And,
Thank you.
And it's easy to listen to you because your tone is audacious. It truly is audacious. And that's what we need more in this world is for strong people. It doesn't matter what person, people to be kind and loving and caring and giving. It's all those nice words. But it's not, you can't just say it, right?
Well, right. It is really about living a particular way.
Yes.
Not just about saying a particular thing.
Yes. That's what I wanted to get across. You have to own those words when you say them, thank them. You have to own it in yourself to do it, to be there, to be that person.
Right. To really embody the message of heart and unity. And, I talk about, LaDonna, that when I talk about purpose and people having a message, that my image for that is that we are all little bits, little pieces of one great thing. And that as the universe is created and as we're created, our little pieces break off, and that we spend our lives, and we collectively as humanity spend our existence growing back toward that one great creation, which is love, that one great unity. And so each little bit of starshine that we are, when we sparkle in just the right way, just the thing that we're meant to do and be and say and feel on this earth, we grow back toward that union.
Yes.
And that one ineffable truth, which is love.
Yes, absolutely. Now, you have a monthly meeting per se, but it's more than a meeting.
It is
monthly gathering of hearts, and you have it every month on the first Friday of the month at noontime Eastern time, correct?
At noon Eastern on Zoom.
Okay.
And it really is a circle, a gathering of people together. It's very informal. It's not about instruction. It's not about sales or networking or teaching or selling a program. It is about inviting people into a circle where they can speak what's on their hearts to an audience that will listen with heart, and where they have an opportunity to be the heart-centered listener for others. And so it is a round robin discussion. We invite folks to, as they come in, to first share like what's on your heart today. And that can be anything from, today my heart is distressed because I'm in pain over this hard thing that's happening in my life or in the world, to I'm ecstatic and I just had this wonderful experience, to I'm being called to do this and share this. And then after folks get a chance to do that, then we invite people to share kind of what their heart is wanting to tell the world for the day. So, what's your message? And for example, we happen to have our October gathering not long after the war broke out between Israel and Hamas. And we had several people who had relatives in Israel and were Jewish and who were in such agonizing pain over that situation.
Yes.
And they said, what my heart needs to say is we need peace and we're in danger and we need help and protection and support. And so we spent a lot of time just hearing that and hearing it in a loving way and affirming and supporting. And then the last circle round is if people have something that they want to invite others to do, or invite others to in a way that they're spreading their message. So that's when people, if somebody says, you can help me get my word out by saying this, by sharing this, by coming to this event, by
absolutely
adopting this practice in your life, whatever that is. But and we make really clear, and I want to make it clear, it's important to me to understand that there are really two streams, if you will, in the Heart's Voice movement. And one is the folks who have a particular mission or message, something that they're advocating for strongly. And it may be a mission that's associated with their work. Think about, for example, Patricia Rogers, who says networking is the way to build your business. And she's all about unity in service, that we unite through serving others. And this is where people need people. That's a mission and a message. And then there are the folks who are thinking about the integration into their lives, the who and how am I going to be in the world? I want to be a heart-centered parent. I want to be a heart-centered teacher. I want to be a heart-centered partner or community member. And so some of what we do is oriented toward the official, formal creating of an impactful message. And some of it is about the internal personal work and way of being in the world that makes you a person of heart. And both of those things are critically important.
Yes.
Both of those things are valuable. And it's, I really want folks to know that when we will live in a better society is when all of us take up the mantle of being heart speakers and heart listeners.
Yes.
And, that's when we truly affect change.
Because as you talk, I'm listening and I'm like, wow, if I could inspire this world, this society to be more kind and loving, show empathy, more of it. What a better place I will leave for my grandchildren and their children and their children and everyone else's grandchildren and children, because you know what? we have this beautiful world that whatever God you believe in, that my God put on me on this earth to share it with others. He didn't put me on this earth to do it all by myself, to live here by myself. We're all to be some kind of unity, some kind of gathering. And that should be our right, to be able to gather and be kind and be here for one another. And so with your gathering of hearts, is there a fee? Is there a membership? Is there?
No, there is no fee. It's completely free. On down the line, soon we will have a membership in the Heart's Voice movement that you can do, but there are lots of things in and from the movement that are free, and that monthly gathering will always be free. To just create that space. And people can access that at heartsvoicemovement.com/monthly.
Beautiful.
So that's a way to
now,
frame
if
that.
someone wanted to reach out to you, Gail, is it better to go to LinkedIn to find you or Facebook to find you?
You can find me on Facebook by my name, Gail Dixon, or the Heart's Voice Movement group, which is an open public group on Facebook, and you can find me on LinkedIn. So whichever of those two platforms, I've not done much Instagram or TikTok or Mighty Networks or those other things.
There's so many. There's so many.
There's so many, but one of those places you can find.
Perfect. And I have found that most people, not all, but most people do both or one, either Facebook and or LinkedIn, depending on what they like the best. So I think that's a perfect way to find my friend Gail Dixon. And you know what, if you have questions about the movement that we can tell is truly in her heart to move forward, to gain more followers and leaders and teammates and society. There's so many words we can use for it, Gail, I know, and I don't want to miss out anything or anyone, but join her, talk with her. There is always a place for others to gather of the hearts. Be there on Friday at noon Eastern time. And that would be 11 o'clock Central and 9 o'clock Pacific. So join Gail and let's join together and move forward, move better, move happier, because what Gail is doing will make all of us a much happier person and a much happier society, right?
And yes, and the good news is that it's not difficult. I'm not asking anybody to move mountains. I'm not asking anybody to earn millions. You can do it in the course of your day-to-day life.
Yes.
By being authentic and genuine, by speaking in love and listening with compassion.
Yes. And with that note, I want to tell everyone, and this is from my heart, and I've always truly believed this, a smile is free. You can give a smile away for free, because if I smile, and I see, and I do this so often because it happens to every mommy, it happens to every daddy, pawpaw, mama, whatever. Every human being that has a baby or toddler, especially toddlers with them, sometimes they'll have meltdowns. Sometimes you're
absolutely
out, their nap. And let me tell you, if you're at a restaurant, yes, I know it can be annoying if a baby is crying. Believe me, the poor person that's with that baby is cringing. They're trying to walk by the table and give them a little smile and say, I promise one day you will miss this. Because it's true. And that gets that smile going. It gives that person, okay.
Well, and it is small things. When you are checking out at the grocery store, address the cashier by name.
Yes. And tell them thank
Say thanks for doing this. Thanks for doing your job. You're doing a good job. But it is amazing how many people do jobs that in some ways they feel like they are made invisible or made cogs in a wheel. And just by speaking their name, you give them significance. You give them space and place in the world. And don't we all want to hear our names
always.
Spoken in gratitude, in welcome, in appreciation, in connection? We all want to hear our names.
It only takes a small little something to give someone else dignity in this world. We don't know what's going on in their lives. Are there what choices they made, what choices they haven't made? We don't know. And it's not our business to judge. But it is our business to make them feel better. I feel like it's my business, Gail, to make them feel better, to make everyone feel better.
We may not have the power to make them feel better, but we have the fuel that can help them do that for themselves. We're not in control of how they receive what we send, but we are in control of what we send.
Absolutely. I am in control of me. Now, that could be good, or you can choose bad, but I always choose good and happy and, just breathe. When something happens that I really don't agree with, or I really don't like, I just breathe. And sometimes I may have to breathe really, really hard 3 or 4 times before I speak. And I talked about that in a class that I just taught. Think, breathe, count, then speak. Because words are really hard to take back.
Right.
Really hard. But you never want to take back nice words. So just be nice. Just be nice. Be kind. And don't just say it. Really own it.
Well, that's the thing, is that, the first work is to get your heart to a place where it wants to dwell in love and be in a loving climate and environment and bathed in love all the time.
Yes.
So it's first internal work.
Yes.
When you feel as though the source of your life in your body, your heart, is breathing and beaming love, then you want for that to come out, to show, to share. And so it's internal work before the external expression.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And I just want to express that, own it, feel it, enjoy it. I didn't feel this way when I was 20. It was all about me, and my family. And now it's about everyone. And that's just the way that my heart has been developed now. It took me longer than maybe some, but at least I'm here and I own it. So never or anyone else.
It's also the fact that many of us have to get to a place where we're not scrambling for survival and so busy with the day-to-day that we have a moment to pause and do that internal reflection.
Yes.
And do that growth. And my hope is that the more of us who do it now, the more we will be raising children who are in that space and place from their youngest years. And they
Yes,
won't have to wait until they're 40 or 50 or 60
absolutely.
before they can be that kind of person in the world and live into that kind
I know,
of
and I
peace and
have my
harmony.
daughters, sometimes they'll say, Mom, this is not the way that you thought when you were raising us. I'm like, but it's the way I think now. And I want you to think more like this. Now you're younger. Don't wait till my age to figure it all out. Because
Right?
I
Like,
was on a scrambling rat race. I really was on this hamster wheel.
yeah,
Trying to
yeah.
finish my education, trying to raise my children. My husband was trying to finish his education and he was trying to climb the career ladder. I mean, we all have
It's a
the,
lot. It's a lot. Life takes up a lot of space.
it sure does. Gail, it has been beautiful having you here today. I can't wait to join you in your movement and be able to catch you on this once a month Fridays that you
Good.
do and just hear and listen and hopefully be able to even reflect more to help others. So thank you so much. Enjoy the
Thank
rest of
you.
your day. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening. I am so proud to have Gail Dixon with us today. I am LaDonna McAbee from Networking Expert. See you next time.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.